Hey, welcome to Jimmy D's RC page. Today, what I'm going to do is continue working on my Great Plains 40 size Spitfire. I've been working on covering this baby up. You may notice that there's a bit of a odd pattern going on with this aeroplane. Here we've got the solid Seafire gray, and then it looks like we've got a botched camo job on there. What's happened is I've gone and talked to some of the old timers at my local club. And I tell you, when it comes to true knowledge, these old timers are the guys to listen to. You'll know after 5 minutes of talking to somebody whether they're, just laying it on a bit thick or whether they actually know what they're talking about. And I was having a chat to David, to one of the older guys there down at the club, 75 years old, and he had some good advice on what it's going to take to get this thing in the air and what proper steps to take to get it in the air without using too much effort, deciding if the model is going to be worth it, and then moving on from there. And the first thing he said was, don't get so particular about the camo job straight away. He said, first thing, get it covered. Use a monocolor, and then later on you can add the camo if you find that it flies good, because he said he's seen so many planes that on the maiden go, especially with these smaller size warbirds, because the wing loading is so high. Now, being a qualified commercial pilot, I do know a thing or two about stalling and stall avoidance. And with this aircraft, it's going to be not exceeding a certain angle of attack, right? So a certain stick angle, what we call the stall stick angle. But if I don't know what that stall stick angle is, because I haven't maidened the aircraft, it gets a bit difficult to do so. So hopefully on the maiden, I don't stall it on the takeoff and climb out, and I can get it up to height and find out what that stall stick angle is. So for today, then, what I'm going to do is try to make that other side look like this side. If I can cover this side and get it set and ready to go, then I can move on to the control surfaces and the wings. Now, this is a long and tedious process. If you haven't covered an aeroplane, balsa airplane before, there are a few different methods we can use. We can use silk and dope, which is basically you use a material, you cover it over, you paint it, and as the paint dries, it shrinks the material. And the paint is called dope and the material is called silk. Then you can paint it over. The method I'm going to use is a covering iron with heat shrink. Okay, so this is called Aura Cover by Profilm. It's a popular flat kind of matte colored film, heat shrink, and what you do is you tack it on at a relatively low temperature, and then once it's tacked on, then you can shrink it with a higher temperature on your covering iron. You can also use a heat gun to shrink it after it's already tacked on, but I find the results are a bit hit and miss. I'm not used to working with Aura Cover. I'm still learning a lot about its characteristics and how it shrinks, because each covering is slightly different. I used to use monocoat and ultracoat on my models back in the late 90s and 2000s. So it looks like it's not a perfect job, but that's another problem that I've been running into. I've been trying to make it perfect, and every single little wrinkle, getting rid of it, and I'd iron out one wrinkle and then another would appear somewhere else. And you know what? I've just decided, let's just get this plane in the air. It's been 21 years since I bought the flippin' thing, and let's get her flying. So I'm not going to be too particular. Like, if you look here, look, there's a little wrinkle, and there's a little wrinkle, and there's a little wrinkle. You know what? Big deal. Let's get it flying, because I'm kind of tired of just watching it sit there. It deserves to be in the air. Once I get it in the air, fingers crossed, and I get it all set and balanced out, trimmed out, etc., then I can start worrying about making it look a bit more pretty. I'm going to put a white stripe here, and of course then I'm going to finish off the camo job on the rest of the fuse and the wings, and then we'll go from there. So like I said, it's quite a long and tedious process, so what I'm going to do is time-lapse this, so there'll be no audio. All you're going to see is me working pretty quick. So we'll catch you later.